Why I get so frustrated with Nick is because he just doesn't stop, and I try to get people to help me stop him too, but he just keeps destroying people's lives, and this isn't anything new, brother. So many people out there look up to Nick and think he has their best interest too, and when you have that many people that idolize you, well, you expect that person would be a little more conscientious about what they do and say, but behind the scenes, when you are preparing your 2022 tax documents to send over to Nick for him to file them for you, thinking he's probably preparing a nice pot roast for his wife that night or watching a movie eating popcorn, Nick is literally most likely laying on his back in his room with his legs up, ripping farts at a fully ignited lighter and laughing at the flame. He even uses the same lighter that his family uses to light birthday candles too, and it's just disgusting, because they buy really nice cakes from Costco for Nick on his birthday too. But every year the entire kitchen smells more and more like Mickey Rourke's thighs. It's absolutely disgusting, and Nick laughs. He thinks it's funny. Nobody even eats the cake. They just light the candles and fight the urge to puke while they sing. You can see there is actually poop smudges on the candle wax as it melts. Like, imagine frosting and poop. Yuck. Who wants to deal with that on a day of celebration? See, people do nice things for Nick, but one way or the other you're not gonna beat Nick. He will win. It's just egregious how people treat Nick, because he knows how he is too, but Nick doesn't care. He continues to offer his services to people, because I remember when I took Nick to an antique shop after he had his braces removed when he was only 13, and I told him if he behaves we can go get hobbies after. Because Nick has always just really liked hobbies. He likes their egg rolls. But I say, Nick, in the car, I says, why don't we go to Panda Express then, Nick? Because that's what they make there, and he just hissed at me, opened his eyes really wide and yelled no. And I actually got scared, and I says, okay, Nick, hobbies is fine, okay. This is what he does though, he makes you afraid of him, and then he takes advantage of you. He been doing this since he was a kid. No news here, guys. Anywho, we were looking for a sewing machine to make my cut finger cardigan for the winter, and Nick picks up this porcelain china doll and holds it out in front of him, and he says, oh, Chesty, my fingers are greasy, I hope I don't drop it. I says to Nick, I say, oh no, you're not. You put that back. And Nick just looks at me and he says, well, why? And I says, because I friggin' said so. And then Nick keeps saying, well, why? Well, why? Over and over like 15 friggin' times, and he was saying it while I wasn't even asking any more questions. It's like he asks for an explanation, but he already knows the answer, and you don't even know who you are anymore. So many times I just told Nick in public, excuse me, Nick, I have to go take a poop. But I really go to the bathroom, and I just cry, and he will stand outside the door and wiggle the handle too. Like, OMG, I want to just have me time. But no, there is no me time. To Nick, there is only Nick time, and he doesn't give a rat's ass who you work for, what your career is, or who you answer to. He will get you fired, and I don't know where he was raised, honestly, or who he learned this from, but this little bald-headed freak is like the second coming of the Dalai Lama, only he has no morals, which is very scary when you think about it, guys like geese. I've been places with Nick, and he wears an actual cape like he's a lord. Nick just expects you to know things, and if you think you have Nick figured out, you absolutely better run. Get a plane ticket to another country and start over, you guys. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. I'm going to end up dying at hands of Nick trying to stop him and please him. See, I don't even know what I want anymore because of Nick. But all I know is I can't leave Hamtrunk, and I sure as hell ain't marrying no slut. Nancy is a dirty bitch, and I take out my frustrations on her because I can't hurt Nick. I need Nick, but I need help stopping him. Please, I'm accepting applications, so shoot me an email with your resume and a full-body nude selfie so I can sift through applicants and see who is Nick-proof. Ugh, I just want out, but I am scared. What if Nick sees this? I know he is watching me, but I want him to watch me. OMG.